This time on SoundStage Travelers. Our latest hi-fi road trip has us in Italy, on course to visit Diapason and get the scoop on their brand new flagship loudspeaker. Then we head to MastersounD to experience the Italian craftsmanship that goes into their tube amplifiers. We also met up with Livio Cucuzza from Sonus faber and hung out in a tiny elevator. You're not going to want to miss this one.
So we're off to Italy, to two companies we've never been to before. One is Diapason. We're gonna fly to Milan, and then we're gonna get driven to the company, and then we're gonna go to MastersounD, which is in Vicenza, the same city where Sonus faber is in. But MastersounD makes tube amps. And Diapason, I don't know if they've ever made electronics, but they make basically loudspeakers. They're well known for that, and they've got a brand new, cool looking loudspeaker that I've seen renderings of, but we're gonna see the real thing and get the real skinny on it.
So, getting into Brescia, we met with Alessandro, the owner of Diapason. After checking into our hotel, we went with him for a walk through some absolutely picturesque areas of town. Exactly what you'd expect when you think about visiting Italy.
Taking it in?
It's nice to be home in the motherland.
We chilled out on a patio, we had a few drinks and snacks, and then we walked through the old town to our next destination, dinner. In Italy, you're basically always eating and drinking. It's a constant.
More vibey in a way than Vicenza. Got a lot going on. Day 2 in Italy, day 1 shooting at Diapason, a company we've never been before.
The first place they took us was their lab, a cool underground office where they had everything laid out for us to film. I was instantly taken aback by the intricacy of the woodwork. Some very unique designs. I've never seen anything like this anywhere in the world.
So we're at Diapason in Brescia, Italy. And they're known for elaborate wood loudspeakers. The company's been operating since 1987. One of the first questions I asked was, does the wood crack? Because a lot of companies that use solid wood have problems with cracking. And you say no.
No.
Because they take the wood seriously. That's what
Yes.
So what is this?
We need about 6 months starting for the first cutting of the wood to achieve these results. So the cabinet need 6 time to be this way, with this stability, with this quality. This cabinet I have in my hands was made in '93. It is still like brand new. It's perfect.
32 years old.
Yeah, it is. It's my first prototype of the Adamantes 3. So,
And that's the original gloss finish?
yes. Everything is original. Just a little dust because it is from so long time on the shelves.
It lasts.
Of course, we were here to check out their new flagship, the Didascalia, which is a pretty big step forward for the company. All thanks to the work of their new designer, Paolo.
So we're looking at, I don't quite know, Alessandro, you got to come out here. We're looking at a new speaker, I do know that, but I don't know the model. What is it going to be called?
Didascalia.
Didascalia. What does that mean?
Means explanation, means teaching, something very beautiful to understand. This is Didascalia.
And this is kind of the skeletal center part, right?
Yes, this is the frame we have inside the wings, and the structure was designed in order to have a fantastic rigidity, a very fast waterfall, and avoiding any kind of internal resonances.
All made in Italy, of course, right?
Absolutely, completely. And in few hours will be where they built this frame.
We're going there.
Yeah.
We're going there. We're going there next. We're going into Sound Center, a distribution company.
It turns out that Alessandro and I come from the same area of Italy, Pesaro. My grandfather actually immigrated to Canada from there over 100 years ago.
This is the rectifier tube that is made, I think, in 1930, still with the original.
Still works?
Yes, absolutely.
His storefront had lots of cool stuff and made for a great place to film. We got all of our interviews out of the way, covering not only their new flagship, but also the history of the company. which is quite long and storied. And then we jumped into a listening demo with the new speakers.
So we're almost finished day one shooting. We started at the assembly area for Diapason, which is about 10 minutes from here, and now we're at Sound Center. And why are we here? Well, it's a distribution company, and Alessandro owns this distribution company. They have a number of brands like Marantz and Q Acoustics and others. But we also did the listening to the new loudspeaker here. It's quite stunning, I have to admit, and it would be a disservice to call it the best two-way I've heard, because kind of that sounds like a compromise. It's just a great sounding speaker. But we're going now to the place where the guy does the wavy cabinets. We're gonna go see how he does those wavy cabinets. And I guess they take a day each to do.
And afterward, we all headed out to Isaiah by the sea for dinner and got to see a pretty memorable sunset. Cheers, everybody.
Day two, a little tired because the tiramisu last night at 10 o'clock kept me up, kept Jordan up, didn't keep you up. But we're day two filming at Diapason, and we're at the wood shop where their cabinets are made. Let's go in. So the new speaker, it has they call them wings out of solid wood, but how they create it is with pieces of solid wood. And this is just before gluing, then it'll all be glued over time. I guess it takes a month. So what they're doing, as Jordan's filming, this is for the lacquered version of the loudspeaker. So the black lacquer, they use HDF, build the wings up in the same kind of form, but what they're doing is putting a glue on, then they're gonna put a top coating that'll end up getting lacquered. Now this is something you wouldn't see at a North American wood shop. You'd see like a hot dog stand out front, but not this. This is Italy.
After driving back to the store, we spent some more time listening to the speakers and getting the last of the shots we needed for the video.
First time at Diapason, what are you thinking now?
Day two filming was done, and yes, this is the first time at Diapason, and it's really cool. You can tell Alessandro is really passionate. He's into what he's doing. He's into sound he likes, but he's also into recording from the past. Really passionate company, and it shows through in the products, and I think Paulo is a great addition because he's kind of the same.
Where are we going to next?
So we're going to MastersounD, which is in Vicenza. We're getting picked up by Antonio at 10 a.m. Well, I think Antonio's who's going to be picking us up, but at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday. And we're going to go to the facility, and it's actually just down the street from Sonus Faber, and it'll take us about an hour and a half to get there.
Thank you for
Cheers.
the time we shared together.
And we're going to meet Antonio. For me, for the second time. For you guys, the first time. How you doing?
Next up was our trip to MastersounD. We got picked up bright and early and drove to visit their factory.
Here we are at MastersounD. Master of Emotions is the tagline, I think.
What are we gonna see?
We are gonna see tube amps, preamps, integrated amps, all made in Italy. I learned from Antonio on the car ride. It's all made within a 10-kilometer radius around here, the metalwork, the painting, and they make their own transformers. So we're not just gonna see cool tube amps, but also making of a lot of parts that go inside.
MastersounD specializes in tube amplifiers, and their head designer Luciano was a little nervous for the interviews because he was worried about his English. But of course, as Doug does, he walked him through the interview process, and we came out with an excellent story. Next, we took a little journey to one of their suppliers to see how the metalwork for the chassis gets done.
So, you know, Italy harkens back to the old days. There are things that fly here that wouldn't fly back at all. So Chris, what do you think when I walk into your shots?
I think you don't take this production seriously. I think you don't value our time. I think that maybe I'm gonna have to find another magazine to work for. Maybe I'll talk to Stereophile.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Day one at MastersounD was pretty excellent because it was different than I thought. I expected a small company, like a finite number of people in a boutique type operation, but I didn't realize how much stuff is made here. Particularly the power, well, all the transformers used in the products, it's their special sauce, and it's all about Luciano's desire to build a great tube amp. And actually, he doesn't just make 1 or 2 or 3 transformers. Every product has its own transformer type, and he said to me, it's 90% of the amplifier's performance. That's why it's that important.
Then, that evening, we met up with Livio and went to his amazing apartment in Vicenza to enjoy a home-cooked meal. While we were eating, we heard a giant rally for Palestine outside the window. This will become important later.
Now this is interesting. We're going to an audio store, kind of in an office building. Well, we're not at MasterSound yet, but we're going to be at MasterSound, and it will be day 2 shooting. We're at Vicenza Audio, Antonio's store. Avant-garde, MasterSound, of course, because he's part of MasterSound. Marantz, Bowers, Focal, Name. Look at Jordan over there. Listening to some Focal headphones through a MasterSound headphone amp.
Next, we got some more shooting done at the factory before heading off to check out another supplier. We also got to see the castle that apparently inspired the story of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, which was pretty cool. There's castles all over Italy. We got to see them pretty much everywhere we went. After we finished at the MasterSound facility, they took us on a tour. We got to visit this historic print shop as well as a conservatory where MasterSound has their amps paired with Sonus faber speakers. Lots of really cool history. This is definitely one of the best perks of the job.
Cheers, guys. Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Then, of course, off to dinner.
Doug, what are you ordering?
Hamburger. I'm going to see how the Italians do a classic hamburger. That's what they call it, so let's see what it's like. So here's the irony. I've been to Venice airport several times and never to Venice, and we took an extra day to go to Venice proper, you know, out in the water. And there's a giant protest blocking it all, and we don't even know if we're going to get there. And to wrap this up, our audio portion, Antonio of MasterSound dropped us off. It was really interesting to see MasterSound. This is an underrated company in the sense that they got some cool stuff going on in the tube gear that they don't really promote to the world, but should. Especially, they should promote Luciano, their designer. He really knows his stuff. He's really passionate. He's really wanting to make a great product every time and in the future. And he says, I have like 25 products in the future I've already thought of. And going back to Diapason, similar sort of company. Small, cool stuff going on, especially now with Hollow there. They're gonna be the future of Italian audio.
Our adventure to explore Venice was interesting. The bridge leading to the city was blocked by a protest for Palestine, which meant the only way to get to Venice was to walk. So we didn't have much choice. It was a long walk. But what we didn't realize, and what made it really worth it, was how empty the city was when we got there. It was actually super cool. We got to walk around, photograph, and experience Venice in relative quiet, which we're told is pretty rare.
Italy 2025 is done. A really good trip, and I'm glad we went to 2 new companies we've never been before. That said, we're off to the USA for Vinny Rossi, and then off to Norway for several companies.